you ever wondered how bread was baked before the age of electric mixers, temperature-controlled ovens, and the modern conveniences we rely on today? The Amish have kept the art of traditional bread making alive, and their methods are not just about baking bread. They're about a way of life. Today, we're diving into how the Amish bake bread without electricity, and trust me, it's a journey filled with heart, patience, and an unparalleled connection to the process. So stick around, because by the end, you might just be inspired to try it yourself. The process begins long before any flour hits the mixing bowl. For the Amish, sourcing ingredients is almost sacred. Unlike the rest of us who grab flour off a grocery store shelf, they often mill their own grains or obtain flour from nearby farms. Imagine knowing the wheat your bread is made from grew in the fields just down the road. This hyper-local approach doesn't just ensure freshness. It fosters relationships. It's not just a transaction, but a handshake with a neighbor or a relative. Eggs might come from the chickens out back, honey from a cousin's beehives, and milk straight from the cow in the barn. Every ingredient carries a story, a connection, and a sense of pride. But sourcing ingredients isn't without its challenges. Sometimes, crops don't yield as expected. This means getting creative, perhaps substituting one grain for another or stretching what's available to make it last. These moments of ingenuity are a testament to their resilience, much like how our grandparents made do during hard times. It's also why every loaf feels special, a product of perseverance as much as it is of ingredients. When it's time to mix the dough, there are no electric mixers, just hands, a bowl, and a sturdy spoon. It might sound simple, but don't let that fool you. Mixing dough by hand is both an art and a workout. The flour, yeast, salt, and water come together gradually, and as you stir, the dough thickens, testing your patience and strength. The Amish embrace this step fully, finding a rhythm in the repetitive motions. It's almost meditative. Scoop, stir, fold, repeat. This step forces you to slow down, focus, and truly be present in the moment. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. The dough has a way of playing tricks on you, with dry patches hiding at the bottom of the bowl or sticky spots clinging to your fingers. But there's a trick to it. You let the dough tell you what it needs. If it's too dry, a splash of water will do. If it's too sticky, a sprinkle of flour brings balance. Over time, your hands learn to read the dough, and that connection transforms what could feel like a chore into a deeply satisfying ritual. Then comes the kneading. If mixing was the warm-up, kneading is the main event. The dough, initially sticky and stubborn, begins to transform under firm, consistent pressure. It's a full-body experience, stretching, folding, and pressing until the dough becomes smooth and elastic. The Amish make it look effortless, their hands moving with the grace of years of practice. It's not just about technique, it's about feel. They know the dough is ready when it springs back slightly after a gentle poke or passes the window pane test, where a small piece can stretch thin without tearing. It's a skill that can't be rushed, only learned through practice. But kneading isn't just a step in the process. It's a form of therapy. There's something grounding about the repetitive motions, something healing about putting your energy into creating something with your own two hands. It's a rhythm that quiets the mind, a stress reliever disguised as a culinary task. And when you're done, you're left with more than just dough. You're left with a sense of accomplishment. Once kneaded, the dough needs time to rise. This is where patience comes in. The Amish often tuck their dough into a warm corner, covered with a cloth, and let it rest. There are no thermostats or proofing drawers here, just an instinct for what conditions the dough likes best. too cool, and it sulks. Too warm, and it'll rise too fast. They trust their experience and their surroundings, letting nature take its course. This step isn't just about the bread's physical rise. It's about developing flavor. The yeast gets to work, not just creating air bubbles, but also unlocking those deep, rich, nuanced tastes that make homemade bread so special. The shaping of the dough is where creativity comes into play. Whether it's a simple round loaf, a braid for a special occasion, or small rolls perfect for a family dinner, each shape tells a story. For the Amish, shaping isn't just practical. It's an art form. It's about putting care into every fold, every twist, every pinch. Even when the loaves come out imperfect, a little lopsided or uneven, they're a reflection of the hands that made them, full of character and love. And then, it's time to bake. Many Amish families rely on wood-fired or brick ovens. These ovens are as much a part of the process as the dough itself. Without digital thermostats or preset programs, the Amish rely on experience to gauge when the oven is ready. A sprinkle of flour on the stone might reveal if it's the perfect temperature. The fire must be tended carefully, logs added or airflow adjusted to maintain the right heat. It's an orchestration of flames and intuition, a delicate dance between fire and bread. Baking in a wood-fired oven isn't just about the bread. It's about the experience. The aroma of baking bread fills the house, a scent so warm and inviting it feels like a hug. There's a sense of anticipation, a quiet excitement as the loaves bake to golden perfection. The Amish don't rely on timers. They trust their senses. The color of the crust, the sound of a hollow tap on the loaf's bottom, and the smell wafting through the kitchen all guide them to the right moment to pull the bread from the oven. And when the bread finally emerges, it's not quite ready to eat. Cooling is the final act of patience. The bread needs time to settle, to let the steam escape and the flavors fully develop. Cutting into it too soon can ruin all that hard work, collapsing the loaf and leaving it a crumbled mess. So the bread is placed on wire racks, allowed to cool, and the wait continues. But it's worth it. Once cooled, the bread is ready to be sliced and shared, each bite a testament to the care and effort that went into its creation. The Amish way of baking bread is more than just a method. It's a reflection of their values. It's about simplicity, connection, and respect for tradition. It's about slowing down in a world that's always in a rush and finding joy in the process, not just the result. It's about making something with love and sharing it with others. If you've been inspired by this journey into Amish bread making, why not give it a try? Even if you can't replicate every step, you can embrace the spirit of it. Take your time, enjoy the process, and let yourself be present in the moment. And when you finally taste that first slice, you'll understand why this tradition has endured for generations. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed learning about Amish bread making, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights and stories. Hit the notification bell so you never miss out. Until next time, happy baking!